So here's my first question to start us off this evening. You have a bachelor's degree in health sciences and a master's degree in business. And because I also have I have a bachelor's degree in business and a master's degree in education, but I'm really curious about the blending of those two degrees. And my question is, did you start off, when you started your bachelor's, did you have this career plan? And if not, how did you get into having these two different kinds of degrees? And tell us a little bit how you got started in working in marketing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And again, thank you everyone for having me. I've been looking forward to this for a while, so good evening to all of you. I'll tell you this, when I first got my original degree, more of a healthcare related degree, I really had no intention of getting into marketing or product management. I thought I wanted to be a physical therapist, actually. My brother encouraged me to go into physical therapy, and I started down that path, and then I went and I got a volunteer role in a local physical therapy clinic, and spent a couple days there, and I realized I really don't like this. But and it was not because of the lack of passion or just being able to throw yourself in the people. The people were great. It just wasn't what I wanted to do long term. And so, but I realized that shortly thereafter that even though I have a degree in one thing, it doesn't stop me from changing directions later on. But I needed sort of a pivotal point to do that. And getting a master's degree a few years later was the ability to change direction and go into more of a business type of role. And so just prior to that, I graduated my undergrad degree, performance sciences, went into sales, and really found myself wanting to influence what the sales team was selling, but I didn't, because I didn't have the ability to, get to corporate office, right, and talk about, hey, corporate office, I need you guys to change some things. And so that's what prompted me to want to go into product management, thus going and getting an MBA and then really pursuing that path. And that's where I am today. And maybe it's a little bit of wanting to be in charge, Vicki and Anita, I'm not sure, but that's where I ended up pursuing.
All right. Anita?
Yeah, yes. I was actually waiting. So it takes a lot to realize basically that this is not what I'm cut out for, and I'd rather move to something else. And the fact that you got the opportunity to do it and then you moved, was the transition smooth, and did you need to actually transfer to another location or things? How did your career then progress?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. It was very, very rushed for me because at the point that I saw an opportunity to go to graduate school, I think I applied 2 days before the application was due. And I had a great, very short but great career in sales. And I was able to, at that point, save just enough money for the first year or part of the first year of graduate school. And so when I realized I wanted to do it, there was a local school that still had, the deadline had not passed. I quickly applied. I tried to track down some people that I knew and who were there, and I talked to them about it. And so the transition, I did not have to relocate. I would have, but I didn't have to in this case. And the transition was really interesting because I'd gone from working, very hard in a sales career to going back to school full time. So that transition of graduating undergrad, going to the workforce for several years, and then leaving the workforce and going back to school was an interesting one. And it was a risk, going back to a place, no job. And I really had to bet on myself at that point. That I said, I really know what I'm doing. This is the right thing to do, and I'm going to go ahead and really take that leap of faith, if you will, to do it. And it really worked out. It was one of the best decisions I made at that point. And I have no regrets. Maybe I probably wish I had done it a little bit sooner, but, and I'll tell you this, having a master's degree is great. I don't know if everyone in all cases needs a master's degree to have a successful career. It's really use the degree to get you to the point that where you want to go, right? That's really the path. And everyone's path, I'll tell you, is different and unique. And so you should look at, you should always look at where do you actually want to get to, and what degree or educational experience or internship or work experience will get you there. And that's what I did.
We're talking about the other students. Let's go ahead, but sometimes we save this for the end, but this is so interesting because I have a couple of questions. One, first I want to ask, do you love change? I mean, you've changed degrees and you've changed jobs. Just 5 years ago, you changed jobs. And are you a person that, like, I love change? Do you love change?
I'm not a fan of too much change all the time. I'll be candid with you. I appreciate a little bit of stability because it allows me the opportunity to go really deep into the field that I'm in and really try to pick it apart and understand the drivers of it. So I'm not a constant change type of person, but every so often though, but I'm not afraid of it. That's the key. There was a book called Who Moved My Cheese? I don't know if you remember that. It was
in my ability class. I do. Yes.
There you go. So I read that book, and I realized some things about myself that although, whether you have a desire for constant change or not, you should look forward to just the amazing things that change will bring and the opportunities that will come out of it. And so, because there's always an opportunity whenever there's change, whether it's corporate change, whether it's personal change, there's always an opportunity in there for you. I do believe that. And if you go into it very, oh no, it's changing, and versus it's changing, let's go see what's next for me and what am I going to do, you'll be in a very, very different mindset. You just have to change your mindset. But I don't like daily change, to answer your question, Vicky, or weekly. I think it doesn't allow you to go as deep as I would like to be, but I embrace it when it comes, and I've always had an opportunity to do something really, really fun.
And does the change in society and change in the world, is that relevant to the kind of work that you do?
It is. I mean, it being now I'm continuing to stay in healthcare. I'm in the dental space, and what I've realized is that over time, particularly during the height of the pandemic, dental offices which we support closed down. They closed for several months, and now they're having a problem, really hiring staff, which is a fairly new phenomenon for them. And so you have to really put yourselves in the mind of whoever your customer is. In every business or opportunity, right, there's always a customer that you're serving, right? At the end of the day, that's you have to figure out a way to get close to that customer and to understand what that customer's pain point is. And whether it's conversation, whether it's observation, whatever method you use. And that's how you really understand how you can best serve that customer, by actually understanding what drives them. And you have to get close to them in any part of the business, in any discipline that you're in, any service. There's always a customer at the other end. In education, right, there's a customer, right, for sure. And really understanding the needs of your customer will make you a better employee, business owner, teacher, professor, whatever it is, by understanding their needs. And so dental needs, I'll close the loop.